McKenzie Pavacich here in Perth, joined by Modestas Bukauskas after his...
Yo, thank you so much, Tyson, man. You're an absolute warrior, my bro.
After a successful night here in Australia, your return to the UFC, how are you feeling?
It's been a long journey, so for me, I'm very elated. I got to perform in front of a crowd for the first time. I haven't been able to perform in front of a real. Sorry, I'm pronouncing my F's with this lip, but I haven't got to fight in front of a crowd. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, it's good that they get behind their fight. I actually loved it, like even with the boos, like the crowd are absolutely amazing. Obviously, I told them my thanks at the end. It's been a very long journey. It's been a long road. People don't really know what the hell I've been through, but I've been through hell and back. I was sitting in my room, crying every day, drinking myself to sleep. I went through a very dark time. So to finally be here and to perform in front of the bright lights, in enemy territory against a very credible and tough Tyson Pedro, always comes to fight. It was absolutely amazing for me to get my feet wet, to throw my shots, to do what I do. So I'm ecstatic right now.
Yeah, earlier this week during Media Day, you did explain some of the dark time that you went through and that you had erased all of your goals from your dry erase board. So my question is, when you get home, what are you going to write on the dry erase board?
Well, I've actually got quite a lot of stuff written on there. Obviously, I wrote to come here and win in enemy territory. I wrote on there that I was going to get the performance of the night, but bonus, we'll see how the other fights turn out. Obviously, there's a load of amazing athletes on the card. But yeah, I actually have to try and clear some space now for some new goals. These are all my goals. Like the top half, I leave it for long term, and the bottom half I leave for short term. And short term was to go out and beat Tyson Pedro. So that's that. We've done that. But I have to admit, there's one little thing that I have in my head, and I know that card is already stacked, but I feel okay. I'll let this leg sort of die down with the swelling, take a couple of days. If I can get on that UFC London card, I mean, do you know what? That'd be freaking amazing. Do you know what I mean? Look, I've come out relatively unscathed. I'm in training all the time. So I want to show out my skills, That'd be absolutely amazing to fight in front of a hometown crowd,
Short notice, halfway across the world to Australia. I think you've earned the right for a shot to fight at home. If you could make that fight yourself, who would you fight in London?
Look, I know obviously I have no right to be calling out any big names at the minute, but Paul Craig, he's from the UK, I'm from the UK. I mean, it'll be a hell of a showdown. Obviously Lithuanian born, British bred, against a Scottish man. I know he's just fought as well, so that might not happen, but anyone else in Europe, like I say, it'll be good to throw down in front of a hometown crowd now. What
is the biggest thing outside of the technical display that you put on tonight that you hope people watching learned about you?
Yeah, so obviously I've never switched stances before. I did a lot of that in this fight. It was a little bit tricky because he's got a very strong right leg, so it made it a bit tricky with a southpaw to fight against a guy like that. But obviously, get-ups, takedown defense, control against the cage as well myself, shots fired in pressure situations. So, there's a hell of a lot to work on, but I'm happy with my performance.
Well, congratulations. Welcome back to the UFC.
Thank you so much.
We'll let you get to celebrating.